The second FBC Firebreak dropped, TikTokers and YouTubers were already calling it a disappointment. Before they even hit the 2 hour mark, there were hundreds of reviews on Steam really just talking about how this game had no content, had no substance, and it really just wasn't a good game. It was dead on arrival. There were full YouTube videos being made within the first 24 hours of this game being released, calling this game a disappointment. And I'm pretty shocked by that, to be honest. If you watched any of my videos before this game release, I never hyped it to be this revolutionary masterpiece. I said exactly what it looked like. A fun, fast-paced, first-person horde shooter. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing genre-defiant, just a good, fun time. And that's exactly what I got from it. But before I get deeper into the backlash and the disappointment I have for people talking about this game, let me talk real quickly about what this game actually is. At its core, FBC Firebreak is a 3-player co-op objective horde shooter. You fight off otherworldly threats, secure areas where they're being overran, deal with bizarre environment changes. So there's a little bit of humor in the game. There's a little bit of uniqueness to this game from its core mechanics. But overall, if you've played a horde shooter before, you've played this game. It's fast paced, intense, and surprisingly, I think, has really good replayability, especially when you're playing on a harder difficulty and you're coordinating with a team, or if you start on a easier difficulty and then work your way up, you could do the same levels over and over as you grow and get better at the game. It's not going to win Game of the Year. No one has ever claimed it was, but that's not the point. It's just a fun game. And honestly, that should be enough for positive reviews and positive feedback. And that's why I'm so surprised by all the hate the game is getting. So watching the internet dogpile on this game, it just felt so off to me. Not because people can't criticize games. You should be able to criticize games, but because this didn't feel like real criticism. It felt like content that was made in a rush to capitalize on the launch day clicks. Every review came out within 24 hours. Every take felt like it was just trying to go viral, not be helpful. You can't really understand a game like this within a couple of hours, especially one built around the cooperative gameplay. Like, you got to play with friends in this time and you gave up within 2 hours. You guys didn't even get to play through all the levels within 2 hours, let alone all the difficulties. I guarantee the people who made those reviews within the first couple of hours did not successfully beat this game on the hardest difficulty, which makes the levels much more longer than on an easier difficulty. And what really bums me out is that this isn't even the first time we've seen this. Remember Back 4 Blood? The game dropped with huge expectations. Everyone thought it was going to be the next Left 4 Dead, but it wasn't. And people hated it for that. But now, years later, Back 4 Blood has positive reviews on Steam. It found its own space, its own crowd, its own people who enjoyed that type of game. Because people came back to it. They enjoyed it. They got better. They understood what the game was. It wasn't a groundbreaking game. It was just a fun, different game. And that's exactly what Firebreak is too. Unfortunately, because we live in a world where YouTubers and TikTokers rush to put out content to be the first FBC Firebreak reviewer, it's already fighting an uphill battle. And if it never gets attention or the love it deserves, it's truly going to be a shame. Because Remedy Entertainment is one of the better studios out there, and for what it's worth, it's a fun game. It doesn't exactly break ground records. It doesn't shatter expectations, but for what everyone should have anticipated this game being, it hit the mark on every spot. At the end of the day, I've always said this on my channel, when I want to be critical of a game, I have to offer a solution. So here's mine. If you don't like Firebreak, ask yourself this simple question. How many games in this genre do you actually enjoy? Because maybe that's the issue. Maybe Firebreak isn't a bad game. Maybe you just don't like this type of game anymore. And that's totally fine. But calling a game bad because it's not your thing, that's not it. And for me personally, this whole situation just really reminds me why I like creating content and why I started the shift in this channel in the first place. Not to chase trends, not to rush opinions, but to talk about games honestly without the noise. And that's really what I'm proud of the most for doing on this channel. So we're going to continue to do that. But let's keep the conversation going, guys, down in the comments. Hopefully you guys got a chance to play FBC Firebreak. I'll always continue to support this game from afar, but I would love to know what your guys' thoughts are on this as well.